Welcome to the 5 simple lab safety rules to follow in a science classroom. If you're interested in what will be covered today, we're going to be focusing on the lab safety rules, the do's and don'ts in the science classroom, as well as examples to determine your understanding. Let us take 1 minute to discuss what do we already know about lab safety. If you're all alone, you can write down a list of what you already know about safety in the lab. If you're with a partner or with a group of people, please use this time to discuss. Let's start talking about rule number 1. Rule 1, wear protective clothing. When we talk about wearing protective clothing, we're referring to wearing our safety goggles, wearing protective gloves when necessary, wearing our lab coat, as well as a mask. Please make sure we know where all of these materials are in our science classroom. Rule number 2, no eating or drinking in the lab. Eating and drinking in the lab puts you in danger for eating or drinking the chemicals you are currently working with. If you eat or drink a chemical, please make sure you inform your teacher immediately, because not only does it put you in danger, but you may need to take a trip to the doctor as soon as possible. Let's check our knowledge through a quiz. Please answer the following questions and submit when you are done. We're ready for rule number 3. If something breaks, make sure to inform your teacher immediately. The best way to get their attention is by raising your hand. If something breaks, such as glass, it is best not to clean it on your own, as we don't know if there's chemicals that could also be inside that glass that could then contaminate your skin. Just raise your hand and your teacher will be with you as soon as possible. Please make sure to stay clear of any broken glass or any spilled chemicals, as we don't want a second issue to occur. Let's check our knowledge using this quiz. Please submit your answers once you are done. Rule number 4, know where your lab equipment is located. When we talk about our lab equipment, we are talking not only about safety equipment, but also our daily use. Please make sure to know where your beakers are, make sure where your sinks are, and especially your safety equipment. Safety equipment include, but are not limited to, your first aid kit, a fire extinguisher, a safety shower, as well as an eye wash station. If you're unsure where this equipment is located, please make sure to talk with your teacher. Let's use the next minute to locate where the safety items are around your classroom. Rule number 5, act responsibly. This includes staying in your seat unless you're told to move around. You should never throw a lab material at another partner, even if they ask for it. You should also never push, shove, or run around the classroom. If you do any of the above items, you are not only putting yourself in danger, but you're also putting those around you in danger. You could even mess up your entire lab and have to start all over. Let's check to see if we understand how to act responsible in the classroom through this quiz. When you are done, please make sure you submit all of your answers. In conclusion, you should always wear your lab safety equipment properly. You should never eat or drink in the lab. Always communicate with your teacher. Make sure you do this by raising your hand and not screaming their name. Know what to do in an emergency. If anything is to go wrong, inform the teacher or your lab partner to notify the teacher as soon as possible. And finally, always act responsibly. Make sure to do the right thing, especially when you're around dangerous materials. This is the end of our conversation on the 5 lab safety rules to follow in the science classroom. If anybody has any questions, please use this time to write them down, or if you're with your teacher right now, go ahead and ask and start a conversation. Thank you so much for joining us for the 5 lab safety rules in the science classroom. I hope everybody learned something today.